Hello, Justine. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. So just to tell everybody, Jack is probably going to join as well. So that way, then we'll end up in the little bit at the bottom, and you get the big screen at the top because you're the people that everybody's interested in talking to, not us folk.
I can see you've been cooking behind.
Yes, look at it. Hi, Jacqueline. Jacqueline Wise Chef, she's just watching as well, so we'll catch up with her a little bit after this. How's that? But yeah, we're cooking up some of those lovely prawns that these big ones that you sent us. Look at these.
Beautiful. Yes, nice.
Whoa, hang on.
Well done. Let's see if I can see these ones.
They could be special. They got like that's the one. The shell's already split and they've been deveined by the look of it. But they're still in the shell, so they'll be really nice on the barbecue because it adds that little bit of extra flavour when they're left in the shell, doesn't it? Right. So for everybody watching, we've joined up with Justine and Nick from the Pure Seafood Company, who have provided the seafood for today's cook-up and also the prize that we'll announce a little bit later. We've got some tuna steaks in there. I see some nice swordfish. Swordfish is one of my favourites, by the way, on the barbecue. Really, really good stuff. Some lovely, I don't know what you call the big prawn. You got big prawns and smaller prawns. Big prawns and shrimp. We'll have to look at the word of some of them.
Yeah, like you say, we just refer to the big prawns as a prawn or king prawn, and the wild red shrimp, as you say, a shrimp.
Okay. But there's no real sort of, there's no sort of technical difference really between them, and it's just a naming thing, isn't it? If they're
in most cases, like you say, you go to different parts of the world, people call it prawn, shrimp, tiger prawn, king prawn. I think a tiger prawn actually is a specific kind of prawn because you get sort of the black tiger sort of marks on it, but in general, as you say, it doesn't really make too much difference.
Yeah, I know, because they always say that us Aussies say chuck another shrimp on the barbie, but I've never thrown a shrimp on the barbie in my life. I've only had cooked prawns.
Brilliant.
So, Jack's joined there. I don't know if he's trying to connect up.
Oh, hold on. Let me have a look. I think that should be working.
If you want to swap arms.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
How you doing?
Yes, good. You cooking as well?
Look at these.
Oh, nice.
Pin. Another little bowl of shrimp.
Amazing.
Do you want some au naturel or flavoured spices?
I put some like a Chinese Szechuan and chili like rub over them and just like grilled them really lightly. Didn't put them directly on the grill because obviously they're quite, I just know mackerel's quite fatty, so I didn't want any flare ups or anything like that. So yeah, just cooked quite nicely so they reached sort of 75 degrees Celsius. So I'm looking forward to having a little nibble on them later. What are you guys cooking? Oh, lovely. Looks like you've got some amazing weather where you are.
Yeah, it's just changed now, really. It's the same as yours. It keeps coming and going.
Yeah, same. We've got like sunshine one side, rain one side of the garden. So
we're literally under two parasols. We've got the barbecue under one and Justine under the other one.
That's it. That's British barbecue for you. That's exactly what everyone is doing right now.
So yeah, I've cooked up your prawns there, and then I've mixed them in a bowl here with some chili, some dried onions, and a bit of salt. So they weren't marinated or anything. They've just been cooked up, and they're just going to be in the shells. Look at that. And then I'm not sure if you can see that.
That looks quite coarse, Hillary, all that sort of stuff. Is that like pre-made, or is that something you've done yourself?
It's something. Someone from the office worked on that one for us. It gives it a nice crust. It's a sort of an Asian sort of style that they eat them like this, And it's you get all of these chunky bits on it. So they're going to be special. I'm going to have one of them in a moment. But Well, whilst they cool down a little so I can handle them, perhaps tell us a little bit about the Pure Seafood Company, about how you started. I hear you started in 1907, and where you are now.
Yeah,
I leave that to Nick to explain.
yeah. So, well, the sort of parent company is the Pure Oyster Company, which is a wholesale seafood company to pubs and restaurants, and we sort of founded in 1907. It was predominantly to market and sell purified oysters, believe it or not, which was the original trade. There you go. Fantastic. And then really, Pure Seafood, we started as a retail arm of oyster back in 2011. And really, due to the sort of the cost of transport and things like that, it didn't really work out, so we shelved it until COVID, believe it or not. And because we had to do a lot more retail, you know, because obviously the pubs were closed and everything, it sort of kick-started Pure Seafood again. So we've been working hard to supply the public again.
Amazing.
Nice. So is there any specific seafood you specialise in? Are you out there at early morning at Sparrows out there catching fish, or how does it work?
Not down on the coast, in the office early, yeah. But no, I mean, we try and specialise in sort of a broad range of seafood. Obviously, we, you know, trying to do everything. It's a bit of a tall order, but we like to focus on, especially UK stuff. We try and focus on day boat, so you know that it's not out at sea for too long. All the things like the mackerel you've got is from Cornwall, and a lot of things like the brill, the halibut. Halibut was probably from Scotland. Yeah, and like I say, we're just trying to focus on quality products, really. So we'll do a good range of stuff, but not try and do everything all at once, if that makes sense.
Amazing. I know it sounds like a silly question, but is fish seasonal? Is there sort of, you know, certain fishes that are better during the year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, pretty much every species will have a seasonal time, because it's basically the breeding season. Once you start producing the roe within the fish, you tend to find that the flesh will become thinner, a bit watery. Some fish, I think, are affected more by it. So things like flatfish, you'll probably find that if you ever buy a flatfish at the market and you find there's a big roe in it, the meat will be quite thin, and that's generally in out of season. Like I say, most fish you can actually buy out of season. It's just the quality of the meat.
Yeah.
Greatly affected. But yeah, you can, you know, there's lots of charts online. Fishmongers can always advise on that, and you know, we'll always try and give people sort of guidance as to what's good at the time.
Awesome.
I think there needs to be a chicken season down where you are there, mate. Like right about now.
I was going to say that rooster. I was like, was that real? That noise?
I know. We're just making sure we don't get attacked by him. So.
Where is he?
I need one of them in my garden for my wake-up call in the morning. Look at the size of him.
Wow.
Mate, I tell you what, rooster on the barbecue is lovely. Like, I've had one of them before.
Yeah.
Ask Nick's wife for their permission first.
So yourself then, have you guys been involved in the fishing trade for quite some time? Like I saw that Pure Seafood started in 1907. How did that work? Is it a family business?
Yeah. So we've never really been sort of fishermen, but the original, the family were cultivating oysters, and then the date they reckoned it goes back to is about 1520. And obviously over the years, that's what led to the sort of 1907 company Pure Oysters to be formed, because obviously oysters will filter everything, and where you cultivate them is down in the estuaries and low and high tide and things like that. So traditionally in the olden days, they would contain a lot of bad bacteria. You'd find that it would kill a lot of people. So there was a system developed where you purify them in tanks with running water, and if you just left them in a tank with running water through a fairly basic system, over a few days, and that they will actually purge most toxins out of them. And that was where the business was sort of founded, really. And then over the years, it sort of diversified into doing other fish, sourcing it direct from coastal ports and things like that.
Yeah, it's a whole family business. Like, I don't know, your dad was in it, then Nick and his brother are in it. We've got, well, Nick's daughter might be in it, but she's only 2, so...
Nice, nice. And is there any sort of specialty fish you do, or is there anything that you're particularly known for? Are you particularly good at tuna or local fish like brill or something like that? Or is there anything in particular?
It's a hard one, really. Like I say, we try and be good at most things. Like I say, we've got a lot of control over things like the UK fish because, you know, the relationship we have with our suppliers, most of which we've been dealing with for about 30 odd years. So, you know, we can sort of keep a close eye on that. Imported stuff obviously is a little bit different. But again, if you've got a good relationship like we do with our suppliers, it gives you confidence into where they're sourcing the stuff from. Like the tuna and the sword you've got are both line caught, none of the netting or anything like that. So again, it sort of aids to that quality.
Okay.
What's your sort of go-to barbecue recipe for fish?
Favourite barbecue recipe?
Yeah, because obviously we were saying that fish is one of these things that people are, you know, we find quite sort of intimidated by when they cook it on the barbecue. But as Hilary says, like, you know, let the fish sing for itself. So what would you suggest is a good go-to recipe for barbecue?
I think Hilary's on the right lines. I mean, really, king prawn, you know, something like king prawns are always good because they're meaty. And again, keep the flavours simple because fish, you know, some fish have a strong flavour, others don't. And obviously the barbecue will impart quite a bit of flavour anyway. So sometimes you don't need a lot of flavour. I think, as you say, the intimidating thing is that people think, well, if I overcook it, it's going to be too dry or anything like that. The key thing is, I think, have the barbecue hot, definitely. You know, really hot, because then that way you can either, like you did, Jack, have it high on the rack, or if you wanted to get a bit of char on the prawns like I do, is you set it a bit lower, but you cook it faster, keep them turning.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, something like king prawn.
Really.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favourites is smoked paprika, black pepper, smoked black pepper, you can get it, and then sea salt. Mix that with prawns and a little bit of oil, and then pop them on skewers. I really like that.
Nice, that sounds amazing. I've not actually had smoked black pepper, so that's fun. I might try some of that myself, actually. Give some
different
peppercorns a smoke.
Yeah, and if you're using like your sort of smoking chips or anything like that on the barbecue, you're putting that flavour directly on the meat, so you don't have to worry about, you know, whereas you'd cook meat for longer to impart that smokiness. Fish, obviously, you can't cook in the same manner, so therefore by adding something that's smoked helps to give you that same flavour complex.
Okay. Nice, interesting. There's something that I've just only discovered in a few years, and I'm sure everybody knows about it, but samphire.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, samphire's lovely, yeah.
Oh, I love this stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, the key thing is don't cook it for too long if you're going to cook it. Just a hot pan, you can pop it in a frying pan for, you know, just a split second. A little bit of cream. Yeah, if you're doing like a salmon steak or something, pop a bit of cream on top of it and then add that just straight onto the salmon. It's a really nice sauce. Or you can have it in like a sort of tuna niçoise salad or anything, really.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting hungry now.
I've got it as a bit of sort of decoration on the plate at the moment, and I'm just going to get them off right now, and I'll show you the plate. Hang on.
Well, we've been chatting. Hills is cooking up all the fish. Look at that.
We haven't even started.
Yeah, well,
Here we go.
Fine.
Here we go.
I'll do one.
Yeah, Jack, what do you think of that one, mate?
Mate, look at that. That's amazing.
Nice.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Very nice.
We're doing a fruit de mer. How's that? Or a fristo misto? Fruit de mer. How's that?
Perfect. You'll endure the two prawns because they have two different, you know, the flavours are quite different. One being wild and the other one being farmed. It's, yeah, they're really good differences.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, it all looks good. I can't wait to get into this. I mean, like Jack says, you don't see too much. You don't see too much fish on the barbecue over here in Australia. It's in every sort of barbecue, I suppose, or at least the prawns. But and there's some beautiful fish here. I can't wait to try that mackerel. That's going to be pretty delicious. And then the swordfish, like it's right in front of my nose at the moment. That's looking really, really good. And then there's also the tuna there, so that's going to be, yeah. I'm going to have to hand it over to the studio audience. They're sort of getting a bit techy.
Have you got
Hills, we haven't announced the winner of the prize, mate.
Okay, yeah. So who won our prize then, Jack? Who won the prize? The Pure Seafood barbecue box, mate.
So we've picked a winner at random, and the winner of the seafood box is a lady by the name of Leah_Newman_wine. And I had a little check of her page before we came on. She loves a bit of the old Blanc. Most of her pictures, she's indulging in a glass of wine. So yeah, fish and wine go quite well, don't they? So yeah, congratulations, Leah.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Wow, I'll send that over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I think we've got to cross over to somebody that you know quite well, old Jacqueline Wise. I shouldn't say old, young Jacqueline Wise, chef, yeah. and yeah, she's out on a boat cooking up some of your seafood. Now, last time when Jack and I cooked up, we kept it fairly simple, and then we went over to Jacqueline, and she was. She managed to turn it into, cordon bleu Michelin star food. So we're pretty excited to see what she's going to cook up here.
Jacqueline just said, "Oi."
So thanks a lot for your time, guys. We'll get the winner of the fish over to you, the box over to you. Thank you very much for taking the time out to join us and tell us a little about what you do. And all the best with everything online.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for sending the fish. It's amazing.
What a fish.
Cheers. Thanks again. Thanks everybody for watching. Jacqueline, we're going to catch up with you now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.